We are out here with Lainey.
All right, so we are out here with Lainey, and I cannot catch her yet. So a lot of times I will have dogs drag their leashes, and she looks a bit, it could just because we're strangers still to each other. Good. So what I'm doing is an operation called collar grab feed. So if she's a bit hesitant, so I'm not sure if she plays this game at home with mom, or like I said, if this is just because we're new to each other, and she's got maybe a little bit of stranger danger. Good, I'm just touching your collar. Good. Um, if she does play the can't catch me, I'm the little gingerbread man routine with mom at home, and that's something we want to change, I would definitely start having her drag a leash. So every time she has the opportunity to realize that you can't catch her and that's a fun game for her, you kind of lose the game yourself. With that being said, it's important to know if your dog actually gets enjoyment out of running away from you as like a game, because you can play that game with her in what we call a window of opportunity, meaning we put it on cue and we say, Lainey, ready to play? I'm gonna get you. And then you chase after her, whatever you wanna call it. And then when you're done with that, you would say, enough, all done, and then you would step on the leash. So teaching her not to run away from you is very important. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's actually happening at home. So what I'm doing right now, again, is collar grab and feeding. And I'm working up to being actually able to hold her collar for longer periods of time, letting go and feeding. Good. And then I'm gonna toss a treat out. So if you go to bend down to grab your dog and they kind of dip out, then this is a good thing to practice, just like that. Good. And I'm gonna toss a treat out. She likes to chase. So this is kind of a theme of the week because we're working on this with our puppy program, but recognizing how your dog engages and likes to play is a really important part of training. And like I said, it looks like she really likes to chase things. Play typically mimics predation. So you have chasing, hunting, stalking, all of those types of behaviors. And if you can use that to in your training program, you can help motivate your dog and start to use a little bit less food and all kinds of other stuff. So I'm gonna keep hanging on to her and try to get this leash on her now. Perfect. Good job, my friend. All right, so now we're gonna get into the real week one training skills. The beauty of this program is we can work on things that the individual participants need to work on. So the first thing I'm gonna do with her is something called a food lure. So that should look like a magnet to our dog's nose. So she looks like she's offering a sit right now, which is nice. She's like, hey, I know this. How about this? There we go, perfect. What I actually want her to do is to push into my hand. And is she still in camera when I go this way? Perfect. So we're looking to see if we can have her pushing into our hand so that we can guide her several steps in one direction. So you can see I'm kind of losing contact with her nose there. I really want her nose, good, pushing into my hand. So I'm gonna release the treat when she's pushing into my hand. So this is a very easy but important skill. We use food luring to teach most of the exercises and skills that we do in this program, including getting into heel and eventually working on getting her onto place. Nice, that looks good. So when she's like confidently kind of pushing into my hand like that, I'm gonna go ahead and stand up. Hopefully I don't freak you out. Here we go. Nice, good. I think she's just kind of trying to figure me out a little bit. Nice, good. It is her first day, so she's got a lot of stuff happening. Plus she's not used to using a crate. And oh my goodness, we do use the crate from time to time in between training and play sessions. She did really good. Nice, very good. She did really good socially. She got to meet a couple of dogs her size at various ages, and she did great with all. She was a little hesitant at first, but definitely I think what was helpful was introducing her to dogs that were a bit neutral and that would give her space and not actually like run up to her and try to interact when she wasn't ready. So that was helpful for her to kind of come out of her shell and start initiating play. Hi. All right, so the other skill that we're gonna do, boop, 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 boop. Is that funny? Let me see, is introduce the clicker. So I'll send her home with a clicker. All right, so there's a whole lesson on the clicker on the online learning portal, and we'll go over it in class, but this is a great thing to start working on at home before class if you can. We do recommend, right now I'm using the treats that we packed for Lainey, and I'll try using some of her food later on, but I wanted to make sure I had something high value to kind of overcome our stranger danger-ness. So at home, you can do this with her dinner or her breakfast or her lunch, and you would most likely be in this position where you're holding her food and she's like, here I am, you have food, let's do this. So in order to create the response we're looking to make with the clicker, I need a little bit of space from her. So I'm gonna toss a treat out, which she seems to love. I'm gonna wait for her to be done chewing that piece of food. I'm gonna get into peripheral vision. So I'm gonna kind of catch her attention. I'm gonna click and present a whole handful of her meal from me. Right now I'm just using 1 or 2 pieces of food because I don't want to fill up her belly. But you would click and present a whole handful of her meal from you in such a way that she runs to you as enthusiastically as you possibly could, entice her to creating that response that we're looking for. So again, she's picking up some, there we go. So I'm gonna toss a treat out. Oops, I accidentally tossed 2. I'm gonna wait for her to be done chewing, catch her attention, click, and present a whole handful. And sometimes I even like to back up to help suck her into me, so she's running to me to get that food. Wait for her to be done chewing. Yay, good. So for right now, I kind of have to wait until she's already kind of looking my way before I click, because if I click while she's sniffing the floor or she's turned around, she most likely will just kind of ignore it. Good job. But eventually, we can start to click anytime she's like distracted or looking away, and she should have that response. But for now, we'll kind of just help her until she pairs this sound with food from me. And that's it. That's all we're doing this week. It's easy stuff. Good job, Lainey.